All right, thank you guys. My name is Brock Page, and we got ourselves some Pac-12 picks and predictions for college football week 13. And as always, great to have you here with me today, and we're going to go ahead and start with some Friday action, some Black Friday action. Hopefully you'll all be out there having fun shopping, or not shopping, saving money, or just gambling on all these games. But anyway, Stanford squares off against Cal, and that's going to be a 4:30 p.m. Eastern start time this Friday. Cal's minus 1.5 at home, totals 52. Now, Cal's 0-2 to start off the 2020 season, 0-2 against the spread in those two contests. This Cal offense is scoring just 18 points per contest and rushing for less than 90 yards a game. They're taking on a Stanford program who's gaining over 400 yards of offense on average in their first couple of ball games themselves. The Cardinals 2-0 to the over thus far in the season. Cal saw their last ball game get over the line themselves. So with all that said and done, we're going to start off this video with an underdog, giving me the underdog Stanford Cardinal plus 1.5 and the over 52 in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick time out and welcome you to the video. Got some lines and personal leans out for college football week 13, and of course this is our Pac-12 edition. But before we dive into some more free content right here on YouTube, just have to quickly remind you once again that we are 5-1 in our last 6 Underdog tier package picks on patreon.com/BrockPage. And if you want access to our Underdog tier package, it's only going to cost you just $4.99. We also went 2-1 in our last 3 NFL tier package picks on that site as well. Now you might be wondering, why would I sign up for picks on Patreon, where I can just get them all here for free on YouTube? And that's certainly a great thought, a great consideration. If I were you in your position, I'd probably be thinking the same thing, getting all this free content on YouTube. But there's a big problem with that, and I'm going to explain that to you right now. If you were to go out there and bet every single game that's on the board side in total, like I do with my breakdowns here on YouTube, it's certainly not a winning formula for success. You can't just go out there being a jabroni and betting everything that's on the board. If you do that, it's a recipe for disaster. So, I mean, the books are way too smart. They're way too sharp with the numbers. The odds become massively more against you. And to be honest with you, the bookies just have so much more money than you and I do combined to be able to absorb that type of action. So, it's much more problematic for you betting all those games than it is for them. So what I do on Patreon is I break it down and focus in on just 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're my personal plays, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, I'm having a lot more success betting on games that way versus wagering on every single game on the slate side in total like a jabroni. But anyway, we currently have over 750 members signed up and active on that site. And if you want to join those folks and get in on the action, I'd love to have you. I strongly recommend it as well. And the link for that website is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. And moving on, we're going to take a look at some more Friday night action. And that's going to be Oregon taking on Oregon State. And that's going to be a 7:30 p.m. Eastern start time. Now, the Oregon Ducks are minus 13 on the road, total 64. The Ducks are 3-0 straight up on the season, 2-1 against the number in those ball games. They look really good to start off the season here. The Ducks are scoring nearly 40 points per contest, and they're gaining nearly 500 yards of total offense per contest. Oregon State, on the other side, is just 1-2 straight up on the season, 27 points per contest they're giving up, along with 165 yards a game on the ground. Now, the Beavers' pass rush has gotten to the quarterback just 3 times thus far in the season. And when it comes to the total on this one, Oregon State saw their second game of the season with Washington stay under the posted total. Meanwhile, the Oregon Ducks, on the other side of things, they saw their season opener with Stanford stay under the line themselves. So with all that said and done, we are not going to lean toward an underdog in this one. Give me the Oregon Ducks minus 13 and the under 64 in that contest. All right, we're going to dive into some Saturday action, and we are looking to break down Colorado USC. It is a 3:30 p.m. Eastern start time, and there it is on our big screen. The USC Trojans are minus 11 at home, total 64. Now, as good as the Trojans have looked, they failed to cover the number in 2 out of their last 3. Their defense is giving up 25 points per contest and nearly 180 yards a game on the ground. Meanwhile, the Buffaloes of Colorado on the other side, they are 2-0 straight up on the season. Victories over Utah and Arizona. They successfully covered the point spread against the Utes, and they're averaging 42 points per contest. Running back Jarek Broussard has rushed for 308 yards in just 2 games, along with 3 scores. And quarterback Sam Neuer also has punched it into the end zone 3 times on the ground himself. Now, the Colorado Buffaloes are also 2-0 to the over thus far in the season. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward another underdog. USC should win this game, but Colorado should be able to keep this one close. Give me the underdog Colorado Buffaloes plus 11 and the over 64 in that game. All right, next matchup, it is going to be Arizona UCLA, and that's going to be an 8 p.m. Eastern start time. The UCLA Bruins are minus 11, total 69. UCLA's lost 2 out of their last 3. 32 points a game their defense is giving up. And they're taking on an Arizona Wildcat team who successfully covered the number in their season opener against USC. Quarterback Grant Gunnell has thrown for 545 yards and 6 touchdowns. This Arizona offense is averaging nearly 400 yards of offense per game. Now, total-wise, the Wildcats' most recent outing this past week got nearly 20 points above the posted number for that game. Meanwhile, 2 out of UCLA's last 3 games got over the line themselves. I'm going to lean toward yet another underdog. Might not win it outright, but they should keep it close. Give me the underdog Arizona Wildcats plus 11 and the over 69 in that matchup. And with that, we're going to dive into our next and final matchup for the show. It is Utah squaring off against Washington, 10:30 p.m. Eastern start time. The Huskies are minus 6.5 at home. Totals 49 and a hook. The Huskies are giving up less than 175 yards per game passing. Defensively, linebacker Zion Tapola Fatui has 4 sacks through just 2 ball games, 2 forced fumbles, and 7 tackles. Meanwhile, linebacker Edefwan Ulofosho leads this Huskies defense with 15 tackles, along with a sack and 4 PBUs. He has a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. Washington scoring 36 points per contest and rushing for 250 a game. They've got 3 guys with over 100 yards rushing already, and this offense has scored 7 times on the ground. Now, they're taking on a Utah team who scored just 17 in their opener against USC. The defense gave up 33 points in their last outing and over 260 yards passing. Now, total-wise, 5 out of Utah's last 8 meetings with the Huskies did get over the number. Meanwhile, Washington saw their most recent outing with Arizona fly nearly 20 points above the posted total for that game themselves. So with all that in mind, give me the Washington Huskies minus 6.5 and the over 49 and a hook in that game. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. If you guys decide to get a package here today, just keep in mind we'll bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.